how to deal with jealous people who never want to see anyone else win. This is a big problem with human history and just human nature. The crabs in the bucket mentality, where why does that person have that? Why do they have this circumstance? Why are they doing this one thing? Why are they in a position that I'm not in, or I don't comprehend, or I don't feel they deserve? And everybody has their own karma. Everybody goes to the world and affects other people, and everyone has their own karma to deal with. And so every person has a right to view another person in whatever way they want to. Everyone has a right to have thoughts about another individual. They have a right to feel a certain way about personal history or whatever they're perceiving. They have that right to have whatever opinion. But a lot of people, they take a certain context and they mix it with another context that's just not relevant to mix it with. So say a family unit or an extended family, someone in that family is becoming a bodybuilder. They spend years bodybuilding, working their body up. So now the guy, maybe he's been doing it for several years and he's entering bodybuilding competitions. And he gets to a point eventually where he can do that full time. And not only is he doing the bodybuilding competitions, but he has a social media now, in the social media era age. He like posts workout tips. People pay him for meal plans and diets, and he has a YouTube channel, or he's a personal trainer, opens up a gym. Just like he has several streams of income just from him doing bodybuilding. And so someone in the family looks at that and they attach personal history to something that like the guy should be doing in that realm. So like they don't feel he deserves to be richer. They don't feel he deserves to be on his own while the rest of them are still like living with siblings or like living with the family. Like, why did he move on? What makes him so high and mighty? How can he come from the same place and leave the rest of us behind? So they bring up something from the guy's past that may be relevant within their own family to that specific family member. Like I said, everyone has their right to view whatever they want to about personal history or whatever, but they bring that up as if it has relevance to his bodybuilding competitions, as if like that, like bringing up something that's not related has any relevance to what he's doing. You get to a certain age and it's just like, dude, you just don't work out yourself. You just don't have the muscles that guy has. You didn't put in the work in the gym. You didn't get a healthy diet in order. You didn't do the work, and it's not you. And everybody sees that it's not you. Okay, so it's just like you can like separate personal history from just the obvious objective realizations. And a lot of people have trouble with this, or they want to see someone with a band or putting out music, and maybe the kid is like late teens, early 20s, or like maybe he's high school or college or something, and he has a band or he puts out music, and everyone makes fun of the guy, like, oh, he's gonna be the next big thing, you know. It's just like, it's like a joke. Like, he has like 27 followers on his SoundCloud, which is like, in terms of a music career, people look at that, it's like, oh, it's like nothing. It's just like his inner circle of friends and like his grandma that likes it. And so he's passionate about it and he does it, so everyone makes fun of it. And then when that becomes the musician later in life, everyone wants to be like, well, how come I didn't get that position? Well, how come he has that? Like, why is he doing that? Or like they reflect on it, but it's like, you shouldn't be reflecting on it, especially when you're probably like 30 years old now yourself, and you're talking about like Jay-Z and Beyonce and Kanye West and Drake, and just like, you just turn on the radio and that's just who you talk about. But because you know the person, suddenly you don't know what it means to produce music now, just because like you didn't do it, but like you'll watch other people do it. I mean, like, we're all ironic. Like, life in itself is a huge irony, but growing up, it's like, realize your irony. Like, realize the ironies about yourself. Realize your own contradictions. Realize your own hypocrisy once in a while. It'll make you a lot happier to understand, yes, the other guy can be the winner once in a while. Just because it's in your family or friends or high school or college or workplace, whatever weird group label that you want to attach to that, so is the stranger you're watching. So is the celebrity that they propped up in front of your face. So is the guy walking down the street who you're seeing for the first time. If he's 57 years old and you're just seeing him on the street, he wasn't born at 57. He had 57 years prior to you seeing him on the street. So the people in your life, maybe they have some sort of goal and they're trying to improve by the time they're 57. So if someone's just like, this is my idea or something I want to improve, or maybe they don't even know, they're just trying to figure it out, just like give them the time to do that. like, you don't have to support anything they do. You don't have to pay their bills or their rent or be a fan or whatever. But like, you gotta like get to a certain age of maturity where it's like you can't be like 30 years old and think that you're gonna go to your group of friends and talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. One of your friends is trying to produce their own music. You're gonna ignore the guy or make fun of it or not take it seriously. Expect the guy to hang out with you, and then you're gonna be like in this this life depression, like, how come my family doesn't want to hang out anymore? How come my friends don't hang out with me? How come my friends from high school and college don't support me? How come nobody talks to me anymore? It's just like, dude, I don't think you've realized what life is. You can't just be supporting strangers at everything, and then you met the person once, you have no clue what they're doing. It's like the guy's 30s wearing Nikes, but like if someone starts a clothing brand, he doesn't get what it means to start a clothing brand. Like, he just doesn't want the person he knows to win. He just doesn't want the person he knows to have motivation. Like, I get it. Like I said, you're gonna have personal history and you're gonna feel a certain way about like who should end up where. But even too, like me doing a YouTube channel, I graduated high school in 2012. Who's to say I don't run into someone today? I haven't seen the guy for 8 years. What if he has his own YouTube channel on a different subject matter, a different niche, a different topic? What if he has 50,000 subscribers? Why can't he do that? I don't have a monopoly on that. I'm not like the deserving person for that. He's not the deserving person for that. And I was the student body president of my high school. I did the morning announcements. I did the video announcements. I got up in front of the school every day and talked, sometimes at events and crowds up to 2,000 plus people. So in my mind, in my train of thought, I should be that guy. But how do I know that the other guy hasn't been doing something that's worthy? What if, like me myself, I'm living with a vegan diet and I'm eating vegan, and that's just something that I choose to do, and I have a lot of reasons for that I've gone over in certain videos. But I don't have this huge judgment on people who eat meat to the point where, say that guy from high school, he has like a fishing YouTube channel or a hunting YouTube channel. I'm not just gonna I run into him on the street. I'm not gonna have this like 8 years and he has like 50,000 subscribers from hunting or fishing, and I'm just like, what? Like, I should be that guy. Like, well, how did he do that? Like, just like the lack of maturity. Like, you don't agree on something. Like, I'm a vegan, he's a meat eater, and so I feel because I was student body president, I did the morning announcements, I did the video announcements in high school, therefore I should be the YouTuber. But because I'm also vegan and he's a YouTuber with more subscribers, fishing or hunting, I'm gonna feel a certain way, and I'm gonna judge the guy, or I'm gonna think that he doesn't deserve it, or I deserve it more. But then like 2 seconds later, I'm just like on my phone looking at like a Drake song, or like I'm looking at some other stranger who's successful, but because I went to high school with him, I can't see what he's doing. Like give me a break. This jealousy stuff, this because you disagree with someone on one thing, or you had a disagreement in the past, you can't get why they're successful at anything they do. And this is the problem, this crabs in the bucket stuff, this lack of maturity, this lack of introspection, everybody going to Walmart and we're lining the pockets of one billionaire and a bunch of people under him who make billions and millions of dollars, and we're gonna line their pockets. But someone will post a business on like social media or a business idea on their Facebook, and someone unfriends them, unfollows them because like, I don't want to see all that. Like, what, self-promoter? It's like, like, why do you think everyone's so depressed all the time? Why do you think everyone's such a loser? Why do you think no one knows how to go be successful? Why do you think everyone's always miserable and sad? Like, we're all wearing Nikes, but like we came from the same place, so we have no clue what that guy's doing. And this is just how you deal with that. You recognize it. It can be hard to go through life and realize that your family and your friends and your high school class and your college class and your coworkers and these groups might be your least supportive people. That's a very tough realization that most people don't even get to in their old age. I've known this for years. It is just a fact. People have that crabs in the bucket mentality. They feel like someone else is doing better than them. Like, they don't measure up to somebody. They don't stack up to somebody. They're not as good as somebody. They're inferior to somebody. That's what happens every time. So they're always going to support the stranger more than the person they know, unless they're in that rare few that has matured to a point where they can just see it brighter. Like I said, I can run into someone now. I haven't seen the guy 8 years since high school. He could have a YouTube channel with more subscribers than me. I don't have a monopoly on that. Or like, you know what I mean? Or like, what if he was what if he was like a football player in high school, and what if I decide now to just like get really into weightlifting and take it super seriously, and I like pass him up in muscle in a couple years, like because he played football in high school, I can't have bigger muscles than him at 30 or something. What if I work for it? What if I just do it? What if I like, same thing with him, like he goes hunting or fishing, and like I'm vegan, like who's to say that like other meat eaters don't like the content? Like I you know, I choose myself to be vegan. I grew up eating meat, but just in the recent years that's just what I've chosen to do. And some people take that like oh, like you're trying to preach some like better philosophy, or you think you're better because you're vegan. And there are people like that in any ideology that have that like kind of superior stance on it. I just, for me, and just for what I've noticed about the world, that's just how I feel about my diet, and how I feel that I want to live, and how I feel that a lot of people would benefit from living. But it's not like take my advice. It's not like do what I say. It's just I'm just stating what I'm living. It's not like, you know, it's just what it is. So I'm not gonna have that comparison stuff. But a lot of people do have that comparison stuff. A lot of people are on that, like, why would he be doing that kind of thing? So when it comes to dealing with jealous people who don't know how to see anybody else win, who just are on like constantly on like that personal history came from the same place stuff, like I said, it can be hard to realize that your family and your friends and your high school and your college and your coworkers might be your least supportive people. But if you're like a musician or something, you got to just do the work. You got to put out music. If it's for the first time and you really want to tell yourself like, hey, I want to do music for a living at some point in my life, I'm passionate about it, maybe you do release a track every single week, a new track of yours every single week, or like every single month, just maybe like once a month, a new track. And so that people start associating you as a musician. And so it gets into people's heads like, okay, this person's putting out content. Like, don't go to people expecting that they're going to support it. Like I said, they're going to turn on the radio and they're going to go, up, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye West, Drake, Taylor Swift. Like, they're just going to, that's what they're going to do. Okay, so like, get over it. Put out your music. The people who like that genre or want to listen to it will listen to it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. And these people that you know, they're going to attach personal history to why you should or shouldn't be a musician. So you just got to go put it out. Just put out the content. Like, that's just, it's like the simplest advice, but it can be the hardest to execute because you really got to get into that individual state of mind. You just got to, like, you got to do the work. Treat it like a job. If a doctor is going to medical school, like if a doctor goes to school for 4 years initially and then several years of medical school, a doctor might spend 8 to 10 years in college. You got to spend 8 to 10 years on what you're doing. I mean, you just got to put in the work. No matter what it is, you cannot expect support from your hometown. The best way to deal with jealous people is to just realize they're jealous. It's to just realize human nature, realize human history, understand the support's going to be from strangers, see the truth in people and see through their stuff, see through their illusions, see through their bullshit. Once you see the brighter perspective of that, you're golden and you're going to win.